Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two budget smartphones, the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note with the Moto G 3rd generation. So these two phones are priced almost in the same category and comes with pretty good specs all around. So which is a better device to buy, and which device scores better in the overall value for money aspect. So these aspects we will consider in this detailed comparison. Before we go into the detailed aspects about these two phones, so let's have a quick look at the specifications. So this Lenovo Vibe K4 Note was announced recently and comes with a 5.5-inch Full HD display. It's powered by an octa-core chipset coupled with 3 gigs of RAM, and it also comes with 16GB internal storage. And it has Android 5.1.1 Lollipop along with a custom Vibe UI. And on the camera front, it has a 13 megapixel rear camera, dual tone LED flash, there is a fingerprint scanner, and also a 5 megapixel camera. There is also 3300 mAh battery. So that is the spec aspect of the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note. Now moving on to the Moto G 3rd generation. So this device was announced back in July 2015 and comes with a 5-inch HD display. It's powered by the Snapdragon 410 quad-core chipset with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. It has Android 6.0 Marshmallow right now, and comes with 2450 mAh battery. On the camera front, this has 13 megapixel rear camera, dual tone LED flash, and a front facing 5 megapixel camera. Motorola also has released a turbo variant of the Moto G 3rd generation, which runs on Snapdragon 615 octa-core chipset along with a turbocharging feature. So that was the specifications of these two phones. Now let's go into the detailed aspect about these two phones. First up, let's see the design and build quality. So design and build quality, both these devices are totally different. While Lenovo Vibe K4 Note has improved on the design aspect when compared to the K3 Note, Motorola has kept the standard design of the Moto G 3rd 2nd generation. So it's a refined design. Both these devices are totally different. While the Moto G 3rd generation has a matte finish rear panel with a pattern over it, the K4 Note has soft finishing, and again this is made of plastic, but this has K4 Note has a metallic chassis, while the Moto G 3rd generation is a all plastic body design. So but having said that, both these devices are pretty decent quality. The rear panel quality looks much better on the Moto G 3rd generation, while on the K4 Note it is slightly prone to smudges and dirt, you can see here. But overall both these devices are pretty decent in terms of the design and build quality. The Moto G 3rd generation is also pretty compact in nature, with just 5 inches in display size, so it's much more compact and easier to use than Lenovo K4 Note. So in that aspect this is compact. But having said that, since this has a bigger display, it also has a bigger size. Now both these devices also comes with front facing speakers, so in that aspect also they are almost similar. So design and build quality, it's up to the user's choice to decide on which is better device here. But if you're looking for compact device, then probably the Moto G 3rd generation is much more compact than the Lenovo K4 Note. Now let's move on to the display aspect. So display, both these devices have almost different. The Vibe K4 Note has a Full HD display, that's 1080p display, and the display looks pretty good. The colors are pretty much vibrant. The touch response is also pretty smooth. There is Corning Gorilla Glass support. The viewing angles are decent again. So all in all, this is a pretty decent display in this price point. Now talking about the display on the Moto G 3rd generation, this is one of the weakest aspects about this device. The display doesn't look really vibrant, and at times you feel this is washed out. Colors look pretty washed out, while the viewing angles are decent. So in the display aspect, you would say the clear winner is the Lenovo K4 Note. Next up, let's see the software and performance. So software, both these devices are completely different in the software experience. While the Lenovo K4 Note offers Vibe UI, Vibe UI has been completely revamped, and now it does give a stock Android feel, but it's not a really stock Android. You can see the notification center is a custom one with quick toggles. Even the settings panel is different one, but it does give a slight feel of the stock Android experience. It also comes with additional options like the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint scanner on this device is pretty good. It's pretty fast and unlocks the device in pretty much quick time. So that's something good included on this device. It also has additional features. Quick snap is there, double tap to wake, smart scene, white touch, and it also comes with the VR support. So you can buy the VR headset and use this with with this device. It also has Theater Max feature, and there is Dolby Atmos support. So it's a feature rich UI, but the UI is not really as polished as what you see on the Moto G 3rd generation, which has this stock Android experience, and there are no apps installed on this device except for the core stock apps, and the performance looks pretty good as well. So if you're looking for the stock Android experience, then the Moto G 3rd generation is a really good device, and it also has the latest Android 6.0 Marshmallow update. So software is one of those highlight about the Moto G 3rd generation. If you're looking for latest software, this is the device to buy. But if you're looking for more customized software with a personalization and customization option, then the Vibe UI is a better choice. Now talking about the performance, the Vibe UI offers decent performance with this octa-core chipset. In day-to-day task, we didn't experience any lag or issues. It has 3 gigs of RAM, which should be more than enough for a budget smartphone. But having said that, the gaming experience was not really good. It had a lot of lag when playing heavy graphic-rich games, so that's one disappointing aspects with the Vibe K4 Note. So if you're looking for better gaming, then you should choose the Moto G 3rd generation, even though this has a smaller display. So, but then Lenovo Vibe K4 Note can be used for casual gaming, not for heavy and graphic-rich games. So that's the aspect. Now, talking about the performance of the Moto G 3rd generation, this has 2 variants. One is the Snapdragon 410 quad-core chipset with 2 gigs of RAM, and there's also a 615 octa-core chipset with 2 gigs of RAM. So there is a price difference between these two devices, and both these devices exhibit pretty good performance all around. The gaming experience is also pretty good on both these devices, but the display is not really that good for gaming. That's the one issue. But the processor on the Vibe K4 Note was not really that good for gaming. So all in all, both these devices are not the best for gaming, but it does produce decent gaming experience. Now both these phones offer decent call quality, 4G LTE support, 16GB internal storage, and micro SD card expansion slot as well. Now, additional aspects about the K4 Note is a fingerprint scanner located on the rear panel, so it does give some added features and a pretty much feature-rich UI. So in the software and performance, software we would say the Moto G 3rd generation is the best choice because it has the stock Android and the latest software. But performance, both these devices are pretty good overall. And gaming experience, we would say the slight edge goes to the Moto G 3rd generation because of its better overall performance. So that was the software and performance. Now let's move on to the camera. So both these devices have a 13 megapixel rear camera and a front-facing 5 megapixel camera. If you look at the interface, the Moto G 3rd generation has a very simple UI, very basic UI, just HDR and few options included. While on the K4 Note, it does feature more options. We have panorama and FX are also included. So feature-wise, K4 Note has slightly more features and options, but it's more simple UI on the Moto G 3rd generation. Now both these devices can record videos in 1080p. Now looking at the camera samples, it's a tough choice here, but we would say based on our overall experience using these two devices, Moto G 3rd generation produces better photos than the Vibe K4 Note, as you can see from the samples which we uploaded. The K4 Note is definitely an improvement over the K3 Note, but it's not really that great in this price point, and Moto G 3rd generation has better overall clarity. Now let's move on to the final aspect, that's the battery life. So Vibe K4 Note comes with 3300 mAh capacity, while the Moto G 3rd generation has just 2450 mAh capacity. So the Vibe K4 Note has also to power a bigger Full HD display, while Moto G has just an HD display. But having said that, the battery performance on the Moto G is pretty good, and you can get 1 day of usage on the Moto G with average to moderate usage. And on the K4 Note as well, you can get more than a day, slightly more than a day on K4 Note with moderate usage. If you are a heavy user, you can still get 1 day of usage on both these devices. So that's the aspects about these two phones. So which is the better value for money here? So here you have to decide on a couple of aspects. One is if you're looking for more features like fingerprint scanner, a customized UI, better display, and better overall size of the display also is important. So if your priority is those aspects, then K4 Note is a better choice here because it is also very good for music playback, and it has Dolby Atmos support along with the VR support, Theater Max support. So additional features, there are lots of additional features in the Vibe K4 Note which makes really good value for money. But having said that, if you're looking for the latest software, that's Android 6.0 Marshmallow with great performance also, then the Moto G third generation is the better choice. So you have to decide whether you want the more features which is included in the Vibe K4 Note, or if you want the latest software that's in the Moto G third generation. So that's all guys with the detailed comparison of these two phones. So hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.